Most self-publishers are publishing books that they want to create, but they're not making any money. So in this video, I'm going to share with you why and how you can create books that you want to create and make loads of money. Win-win. You're doing books you want to, and you're making a load of money as well. So let's get started. Okay. I call it putting your passion second. All right. So just think there are books you want to create now, right? But just hold fire just for a minute. This is what my students here have been doing this. You see, Debbie made $4,000. Genevieve made nearly $6,000 in 1 month. Ryan makes $1,000 a month. Now, these guys are putting their passion second, okay? So just hold fire on the books you want to create for now, all right? Hear me out, because this is what happens. If you imagine this is your passion skill. This is what you enjoy most in self-publishing, okay? The books that you really want to create. And I'll just do this. Imagine these are each of your books. Okay. Most self-publishers start with books they want to create. So they start on the passion scale high, up here. They're very happy creating this book. So they create this book. But it doesn't sell. So they kind of pivot a bit, do another book, and it doesn't sell. And what's happening every time that book doesn't sell, or doesn't sell the way they want, especially with the amount of time and energy invested, their passion drops slightly. And that carries on. It may even get to 3 books, sometimes just 1, maybe 10, but eventually it will fall off. Now, why is that? Let me tell you a quick story. I'm an illustrator. I've been drawing since I was like little tiny you, right? Love illustrating. But it would still bore me. A lot of the time I'd start something and wouldn't even finish it. Now, why is that? I didn't even know, okay? Until 2021 came along, NFTs came on the scene. If you don't know what NFTs are, basically you can sell your digital artwork in the crypto space for real, like good money. You'd sell it for crypto, but at some point I was making around $800 to $1,000 per drawing. Let me show you one of my drawings real quick. This was one of my drawings that I did. This sold for about $800. And you can see here I put a lot of detail in it. The whole image is about running on a rat race. Got rat race, got loads of money. I had a whole thing about, you know, being in a rat race and spending all your money and how that kind of messes with your life. So all of this here, I would never do this. You can see the amount of detail I put on this bad boy. I would never ever do this, complete a project like this, if it weren't attached to some sort of value, some sort of monetary thing. So my point is that you only really make money, you only really stick with something if there's a value attached to it. Now you can imagine here, if you started a book that you really wanted to produce up here, okay, and it made money straight away, in the next book you'd be going up this way. Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that on KDP. The risk of creating a book that you want to create is so high of not making money. The risk is that you won't make money. Okay, so what my students do and what I teach in my program is you start down here, passion second. So you're just doing a book that you're not really, you don't have to be in love with it, you're just doing it. Okay, you do 1 book, you do 2 books, but then let's just say your second book sells. Suddenly you get more interest. Goes up like this. And then your next book sells. It goes up like this. Okay? Because you're making money. Now, I don't know anyone, I've never met a person who's got an income stream from KDP and doesn't like it. Right? Because there's no stress attached to it. You create the book, it's on KDP selling. So basically it's like you're getting free money at that point. Just imagine it like this, where you are now, however much money you're making from KDP, imagine you're making $1,000 every single month. It's just coming into your bank account every single month. Right? Would that interest you? Most self-publishers, that would interest you. Doesn't matter about a book. That money's coming in because that, let's be honest, money fuels a lifestyle, right? An extra $1,000 a month on top of your income, like a second income, That gets very interesting. I don't care what book you've done. You won't even care what book you've done. In fact, you'll be thinking, like most of my students are, how do I do more of these books that I don't really care about, but it's making more money? Okay. All right, I get it. It's a bit sad. It kills creativity. But now, here's the thing. Now, I did say in this beginning of the video, there's a way to have a win-win, to be making books you want and actually making a lot of money. And that's the position that I got into. And you only get into that position is when you put your passion second. So imagine these books in green here are the books that are just there to make money. It's interesting you because it's making money. So that's got a monetary value to it. Now, if you think about your KDP account as a whole, just say your KDP account is now producing $1,000 profit a month, like my students there, right? The KDP account's doing that. Now, you can make any book you want here and just create the book because you want to create the book. Because if you look at your KDP account as a whole, it's making money. You're just producing books now that you want to create and just putting it up there. It doesn't matter if they're going to make money because your KDP account's making money. Okay, so it's a switch in mindset. So it's kind of like you create money across your whole KDP account so it can fuel your passion projects and you can just create any book you want. And it does work like that. You may be thinking to me, oh yeah, Jase, but if that book doesn't sell, I'll lose interest. It doesn't work like that because you'll be seeing your KDP account as a whole. You'll be seeing as, I'm not spending time and money on this book that I really want to create because the business is paying for it. So I can just have fun with this and see where it goes. Now, here's the funny thing. When you start making money on KDP or you get good at creating books that sell, so this point here, you'll see things different. So even though you're creating a book because you want to create it, by default, because you're good at selling books, you'll actually get better at selling books that you just want to create because you know how to sell books. Said simply, you learn the skill of selling books first, and that skill rubs off onto the books that you just want to create, and you end up making money on the books that you just want to create. But that only happens when you learn how to sell books first. And that's what I teach in my program. I'll leave a link below. Thanks for watching. I hope that makes sense. Give me a little like and subscribe if it did. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.